This is the oil pump housing. The housing is secured to the engine block, and there's a O-ring seal that goes all the way around it. And that's a common source of oil leakage on the I4-5SFE Toyota engine. And the oil leak will appear down here in the seam, down here, and it could also leak over here. I loosened up this nut while the timing belt was on, so I had some leverage taking off this nut. So all these 10mm bolts have been loosened up. So now I just need to remove these 10mm bolts. There's one over here. I'll keep track of the location of the bolts because they're unequal length. So I'm ready to take this off. Let me just push this out and put this back in here. You see that arrow? The triangular arrow? That's pointing towards here. This triangular arrow over here. If I had to remount the oil pump cover with the shaft attached to the cover, it's very difficult to get it lined up. So what you do is you put the shaft back in to the oil pump and then put the cover over the shaft.
When reinstalling the shaft, make sure the shaft is firmly seated with the hole in the oil pump.
Now what I like to do is take a rag with brake clean and try to remove any oil residue that's on the contact surface for the O-ring. Now we use the seal removal tool and get this old seal out. And here's the new seal. We just coat it with some dielectric grease. Just press it in with our fingers. Let me use a socket. Use a rubber mallet. Okay, it looks like it's flush now. I'll take some dielectric grease here and put it right inside. To ensure a long-term leak-free seal, if you put a coating of RTV around the perimeter of the O-ring, it will provide a really nice seal. This is where the O-ring mounts up against the cover.
When mounting on the cover, you may have to slightly wiggle the cover until it snaps into place.
There we go. Now it's on. When torquing down the 10mm bolts, you want to spread the tension evenly with a 1/4 inch ratchet wrench so that tension is even throughout the entire oil pump cover. Use only a 1/4 inch ratchet wrench so you don't over torque it and potentially shear the bolt heads off. Now we'll put on the oil pump pulley. There's like a little notch over here, alignment notch. So if you don't have an impact driver, you could torque that nut down the same way you took it off, with the belt being on.
Now you're ready to finish installing your timing belt with all its other components.